Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic of 15 years. I'm thinking about various things today. It's weather, it's raining. I think about angels and prophecies and biblical, Judaic, Islamic occurrences. And I have to speak of religion because the basics of Alcoholics Anonymous was based on, again, religion. And I just want to talk about how important religion and spirituality has been in my recovery. I've been visiting several churches and temples and places of worship, studying different scriptures and books, and it's very, very important for me to lean to my God in prayer during my journey of recovery from alcoholism. When I didn't do that, I had multiple relapses. So basically that's my experience, strength, and hope. Another thing that I think about is medical challenges that I'm having. And I remember sitting in meetings and listening to what we call old-timers, people that had had decades of sobriety, talk about how in preparation for us that didn't have that much sobriety, we would have a lot of challenges in recovery. That would be very difficult, that would rock our world, so to speak. And make us want to relapse. I'm very thankful that that hasn't happened to me because during these last 15 and a half years, I've had multiple medical problems, financial, housing, employment, everything, all of the above. And only to me have I been able to elevate to what I believe the highest spiritual level in my sobriety and recovery from alcoholism by prayer and reading biblical, Judaic, Islamic, and other spiritual books and guides, teachings, and readings. I also want to talk about how important these opportunities are when we are able to share a message, and if we choose to, can be anonymous, with the Coins and Grapevine and AA different magazines and newsletters, and I'm grateful to Grapevine for being able to do this today. I did call this number about a week ago and unfortunately didn't save it. I will press that pound and 2 now to give my consent to have this shared because I do believe that there are a lot of people who are suffering because they don't have a commonality. They haven't heard, for example, a similarity, their story being shared in a similar way. I think about our youth and how they're struggling with different emotional, physical, spiritual challenges in these times. I remember we used to pledge allegiance to the flag in schools when I was growing up, and the United States Constitution and solidarity and unity and things of that nature, and we don't have that in the schools anymore. There's freedom of choice, but during the evolution or evolving into what we've been doing the last couple of decades, because I'm in my 50s, and it also has its ups and downs. And I'm not an old-timer, but I'm approaching that, and I just want to share for our younger participants, it's important to have a sponsor. I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous. It's important to look to elders as teachers. Usually teachers are older, the students are younger, and there's a reason for that. The same principles, I believe, in Alcoholics Anonymous apply. Important to go to meetings. There's a lot of them virtually now, international, all over the world. Bill and Bob, the founders of Alcoholics Anonymous, I mean, they were professionals. Another thing, for professionals who struggle with alcoholism, I was one of them, and it's important to be humble and to basically, and that's part of the 12 steps, submit and turn our will to a higher power and acknowledge that we're alcoholics, because when we're in a certain position, it doesn't matter what we are, stockbrokers, attorneys, doctors, we are almost forced with the feelings of guilt and shame. Those are attributes based on what I understand from research that contribute to people not becoming sober because of shame and guilt, and they don't want people to find out about what they're struggling with for fear of job loss and things of that nature. But treatment programs are important, but Alcoholics Anonymous is pivotal. And sharing the message of experience, strength, and hope is basically an honor today. As I look at the rain falling and the earth, being nourished by natural elements, which are the rain, and we have the sun and the moon and the stars and different things that are higher power. That's part of the 12 steps, actually. A higher power, whatever that is to a person. Higher power, I consider God, allows to happen, basically, giving people opportunities, to flourish, to blossom, all around the world. The livestock, animals, human beings, and AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and these opportunities are nourishment for the soul. It's very important, and going to meetings, connecting with other people, remaining anonymous, of course, is very important. Journaling, writing, sponsors. I just called my sponsor, who I've had for 3 years this month, and checked in with her, and she had me working the steps. It's important to do that. There's a reason for those. And also reading AA literature, connecting with stories that represent similarities, commonalities, and also thinking about those that represent differences. And that is important too, because we are different. There are people that are different, we know that, and we live in a very vast and diverse society, and I'm very blessed to be part of this great nation, and this great world, and hopefully through your higher power, something that I have said has been important, in reference to remaining or maintaining or attaining sobriety and recovery from addiction. My name is Jennifer. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. Peace and blessings to all of you.